Hey everybody, Gary Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a couple setups that we had in the ES today. The ES was a little all over the place, especially early today. You can see this was the open, and ES made this big push to the downside originally, left this big bottoming tail, and then the entire body of this bar was all buying. So big bullish move back in the other direction. And then this bar opened right here, pushed up right to the 200 EMA, rejected, pulled back, left a doji. This bar opened right here, pushed up to the 200 EMA again and rejected, left another doji. Well, and at this point, if you were in the trading room this morning with Thomas Wood, he talked about just bracketing the dojis here. So we were just looking for a break in one direction or the other, depending on whether price broke above the dojis or broke below the dojis. Well, as you can see, price ended up breaking below the dojis. This bar opened right here, left a little bit of a topping tail right there, and then broke out of compression or under the dojis to the downside. Made a pretty significant move down. Pushed down, broke through the 50 EMA, and actually closed underneath the 50 EMA. And then it was actually followed up by some more bearish price action. You can see this bar opened right here and then pushed all the way down, pushed down further, hit support, and then you can see it rebounded, left this big giant bottoming tail, and then the whole body of this bar was all buying, closed back above the 50 EMA, left a little topping tail here, but this was a really bullish reversal doji. Long bottoming tail, body all buying, and closed back above the 50 EMA. Next bar opened right here, pushed underneath just a little bit, and then again, the body was all buying and triggered this reversal doji to the upside. At this point, we were in our afternoon session, and in the room we were talking at this point that a really aggressive trade, a really aggressive long would be to go ahead and take a long on the break of this reversal doji, because this chart was a little mixed at that time. 5 and 13 were still crossed to the upside, and this bar was even triggering to spread more to the upside. However, price was between the 50 and the 200, and momentum was flat to maybe even just slightly bearish at that time. Histogram's just a little bit red, but strengthening, and the fast and slow line were flat. And so we were getting some bullish price action, but overall the chart was mixed. We weren't really bearish, but we weren't really bullish either. We were just kind of mixed, but we were getting some bullish price action. So this triggered to the upside, and then we continued to slowly kind of work our way higher throughout the day. Came up here, hit the 200 again, rejected, made a pretty significant pullback right here, but then this was followed up by another really bullish bar. Opened down here, left a little bottoming tail, and then the whole body of this bar was all buying. Now it bounced off this 200 several times before it finally ended up closing above there and pushing on up into our target. Our target for the day was 32.33 and a quarter. We had a level at 32.33 or 32 and a half, and our target was 32.33 and a quarter for the day. And you can see we went up there and actually broke target by a couple ticks, but basically hit our target. So anyhow, the bullish reversal doji is what got us leaning back to the long side, and then we just continued to follow up on that and got some trades off to the long side. We were actually trading that off the Unirenko chart. Right in here, well, let's go back. Right in here is where the two dojis had formed, and you can see we had compression here on our Unirenko chart. We had this power line at the top, this power line at the bottom, and this was right between those two dojis. And so we had our bracket the doji on the 30-minute chart. We had compression on our Unirenko chart, and we broke out of compression to the downside. And you can see this was that little push to the downside. Well, actually, it was a pretty decent push to the downside. And then this is where we had the reversal doji. Left that big bottoming tail on that 30-minute bar. Closed back above the 50 EMA. And then that reversal doji actually triggered right in here. I personally did not take the aggressive long trade. Now, had you taken it, would have been good for a couple targets. And right here, we pushed up into the 200 EMA, and this is where we rejected at the 200 EMA on that 30-minute chart. And then we made this pullback, found support at the smooth 50, and then got our wick out of the cloud trade. We had a nice momentum reset. In fact, momentum actually broke underneath the zero line by a little bit, but all the moving averages were still in alignment. Price was above the cloud and the smooth 50, making a wick out of the cloud with all of our moving averages in alignment. And we were getting at a bullish 30-minute bar that ultimately ended up breaking through the 200, breaking through the high of the day. This line right here was our previous high of the day from in the morning, which was at 33.29 and a quarter. So we had that line in there marking where the high of the day was. We had resistance just under it at the 200 EMA. And again, we pulled right up to 200, rejected yet again. Made this pullback, found support at the smooth 50 in the cloud, got our wick out of the cloud, and then we're able to go up here and hit target. And we had an aggressive trade out of the cloud, or if you want to play a little more conservatively, wait for the break of the resistance, the pullback, set up a continuation, and then go up and hit target. But could have played it either way. But we ended up getting a couple pretty decent trades in the afternoon. I mean, summertime doldrums are definitely in effect here. Things have been a little quiet. We're not getting giant moves, but again, a nice couple long trades in the ES off of a 30-minute reversal doji.